So I've had a lot of revelations since I've given up drinking. But one really big thing that I've noticed is how judgmental drinkers are towards non-drinkers. I mean, as long as you're drinking and you're drinking with other people, everything's all cool. But all of a sudden, you decide you don't want to drink anymore, or you encounter someone and they find out that you don't drink, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, and people can be so judgmental towards you just because you don't drink. I mean, it's crazy. Alcohol is the only drug in the world that you have to justify why you don't do it. And I've noticed this in dating. I mean, you guys know that I have an avid dating life. I don't have a problem dating with or without alcohol. However, I've had quite a few women who've said that they could never date someone that didn't drink alcohol, that they couldn't be with someone long term that doesn't drink, because it would make them feel, make them not feel good about themselves that they're drinking, which is a huge insecurity. I mean, really, me personally, I could date somebody that drinks as long as they're not like a full-blown alcoholic. But I don't have a problem. Whatever the person that I'm doing with, I don't, want to control and manipulate their life. As long as it's, as long as they're still a nice person to me and a good person to me, and they make me, help me feel good, and I enjoy their company, then great. I'm not gonna judge them for their behaviors and their little habits. As long as it's not out of control, I wouldn't intentionally get into a relationship with someone that's a full-blown alcoholic. But it's just amazing to me how judgmental people can be towards people that don't drink. People, you have to really justify and explain. Why don't you drink? You got to live a little bit. YOLO, you only live life once. You're crazy. I can't believe you don't drink. And people will really, don't you ever have any fun? I hear that one. Don't you ever have any fun? Not knowing that I have fun all the time. I mean, I'm a sober drunk pretty much. For people that know me, I'm crazy. It's just that's been one of my biggest revelations. I've had a lot of revelations, but just how judgmental that drinkers can be towards non-drinkers. And and I think a big reason why is because it brings up an insecurity in themselves. Deep down inside, they know that it's a bad habit. But all of a sudden, they meet somebody that can have fun and can enjoy life without alcohol. And all of a sudden it kind of rubs, in their wound a little bit, even if, and I never try to make anybody feel bad about drinking, I try not to really go down that road of that conversation, and I don't ever try to make anybody feel bad about that they drink. I want them to enjoy themselves. Hey, have a good time, whether it's a friend or family or whoever. But they will make it into a big deal. I don't make it into a big deal, but they'll make it into a big deal, and it's just interesting, about how, and it shows the insecurity of, people that drink, and that, because somebody else doesn't drink or they don't need to, that all of a sudden brings up this insecurity in them. So it's really interesting. I think, for those of you who've already quit, you definitely know what I'm talking about. You can relate. Or for those of you that will be quitting, all of a sudden, you'll start to notice, that people, it brings up this insecurity in themselves. So, with that being said, guys, till next time, have a great day, great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life.